Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. We are here at beautiful Lake Eufaula in Oklahoma. Pretty nice right now, but it's been a pretty wild couple of days. Drove here on Friday. I had to drive through all the tornadoes in Iowa. Tons of rain, crazy wind, not a fun drive by any means. Get here, pretty much a rainy day. Saturday we go out and fish an all right day in terms of weather, but then Saturday night we had tornado warnings all night, crazy rain. We had 4+ inches of rain, tornado warnings going off on our phones all night. End up going out Sunday morning. We had more tornado warnings on the water, at which point I actually saw a tornado from a distance at one point. Just a wild weather scenario, and that rain has really changed things for us. You know, the water level was a little bit over full pool, and now the lake since Sunday morning has come up 3.5 feet, I think. Still rising significantly, so I don't know how high it's going to go, but they did just start pulling water a couple hours ago, and that's maybe starting to level off the lake, but more than anything, it's creating a lot of current. We got Matt Becker coming by, Andrew Gill. You're on the phone?
No.
Okay. I'm on the phone too.
You are, you're busy.
Yeah.
We need to borrow your extension cord real quick, that's all.
From the boat?
Yeah.
Okay, let's remember to put it back in. Who are you talking to? Okay, all right, I'll be right there. So we gotta do a, what is it, Matt Becker's fishing pre-tournament recap? We'll be doing that shortly, so you can watch that on his channel too. Needless to say, we've got changing conditions, and with the current that's being pulled right now, that's starting to suck all the mud out to the main lake. So I don't know how much clear water there's gonna be. Man, it's not that when I say clear water, I should say fishable water. You know, where you've got maybe 6 inches of visibility compared to just rolling mud. We just got back from the tournament registration meeting right now, and you can see just from them pulling that current now, there are major floating log jams out in the middle of the lake. So it's gonna be, it's gonna be a wild tournament. Like I think most of the anglers don't fully know what to expect. I think the fish at some point are gonna move to the bushes. That's not really what I've found so far, but at some point they got to do that. I don't know at what water level or how long they need the water to be in the bushes for that to happen, but I do think we're going to see that happen. And I don't know that the tournament will be won that way, but I do think there'll be some guys that have a really good event. So really interesting scenario. I've only, being from Wisconsin, I don't get to fish big fluctuating water that much, at least not on, say, a reservoir. I get to do it on rivers quite a bit, but that's a different scenario. And over the course of my career, I mean, there's probably only a handful of times we've seen water fluctuations quite like this in a short amount of time. So relatively little experience with it. I think what tends to happen is you have a group of fish that move to the bank and you have a group of fish that kind of stay put. I'm hoping that the fish I found in practice are going to stay put for me. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But practice was, it was probably the best practice I've had this year so far, but it's progressively gotten worse each day. So that scares me a little bit. The first day of practice was a really solid day. Second day was a little bit, maybe half the number of bites. And then today was, again, less bites. Now, what I'm hoping happens is you have, when I get a bite, generally I get 2 or 3 bites in a small area. Not necessarily the same cast, but, a 100-yard stretch or something like that. So I'm hoping I can take these areas, and instead of, having the dead time in between trying to find them, I'll just end up doing a milk run of the areas that produce fish or bites, and they produce fish in the tournament. When I came here, I really wanted to do what I did last year in the Invitational. There were a handful of us that ended up going way up a river and actually caught them pretty good. And that's like what I wanted to do. I wanted to throw a swim jig. I wanted to flip an Ozark rig around, do things like that. And with the water that came up and rolling mud, like that's not even an option at this point. So we're going to be sticking it out on the main lake, bopping around. Some shallow stuff, some deeper stuff, some shallow stuff, some deeper stuff. Really just going to be bopping around between spots where I had bites. So I'm excited to get out there, but I do think it's going to be really critical to be willing to just throw it away and go fish. Like I do think with the conditions we have, things are changing rapidly by the hour. So we'll see what happens. You guys can watch live, majorleaguefishing.com. I'm fishing tomorrow, which will be Tuesday, so you'll probably be watching this on Tuesday, and I'm fishing Thursday, and then hopefully Friday, and hopefully Saturday and Sunday then. So we'll see. Anyways, guys, I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. We'll have a new video coming out tomorrow.